Daily Devotion with Pastor Balla for July 11th, 2020, from 1 Samuel chapter 20. Is Saul still angry with God? Yesterday we left Saul on a mission to kill David, but Samuel and the prophets were prophesying, and by the power of God's word, when Saul arrived, Saul also started prophesying. So is Saul still angry with God? Let's begin with verse 1. Then David fled Naioth in Ramah, and came and said before Jonathan, "What have I done? What is my guilt? What is my sin before your father that he seeks my life?" And he said to him, "Far from it, you shall not die. Behold, my father does nothing either great or small without disclosing it to me. And why should my father hide this from me? It is not so." David seemed to think that Saul was still wanting to kill him, while Jonathan didn't, because Jonathan didn't know about it. Time for some verification. The plan would be that David would miss a very important moon festival. Jonathan would tell Saul that he excused David to go and visit his family. Saul's reaction to Jonathan would give us the answer. During the planning, however, Jonathan makes a very interesting request to David, the future king. When a new family takes the throne, like from Saul to David, the outgoing family usually gets killed. So there's no resurgence from the previous family. So Jonathan asks David in verse 14, "If I am still alive, show me the steadfast love of the Lord, that I may not die. And do not cut off your steadfast love from my house forever, when the Lord cuts off every one of the enemies of David from the face of the earth." And Jonathan made a covenant with the house of David, saying, "May the Lord take vengeance on David's enemies." When Jonathan told Saul that he excused David, this was Saul's reaction. Verse 30. Then Saul's anger was kindled against Jonathan, and he said to him, "You son of a perverse, rebellious woman, do I not know that you have chosen the son of Jesse to your own shame, and to the shame of your mother's nakedness?" Ouch. Jonathan knew this was not going to end well for his father. Jonathan would later inform David of Saul's anger. Verse 42. Then Jonathan said to David, "Go in peace, because we have sworn both of us in the name of the Lord, saying, 'The Lord shall be between me and you, between my offspring and your offspring forever.' And he rose and departed, and Jonathan went into the city." Notice again what Jonathan said. "My offspring and your offspring forever." Did Jonathan know that David's offspring would be the Messiah? I'll leave that to God's great mystery. However, it is clear that Jonathan was willing to give up his position and rank as the king's son and heir to the throne, knowing that God had given the throne to David. Jonathan could have just turned David in and just killed him, and the throne would have been his. But that wasn't God's plan, and Jonathan knew it. Jonathan knew the throne belonged to David. Jonathan was willing to follow God's direction instead of his own family's direction and his own personal wealth and success. To have it all and be willing to give it all up, and even to die while giving it up to follow the Lord's will. Now that takes great faith. Join me again tomorrow as we hear about David being on the run. Thank you for watching, and God's peace and many blessings be with you. If you have enjoyed these daily devotions, please consider making a donation to Peace Lutheran Church, 24024 West Main Street, Plainfield, Illinois, 60544. Thank you again for watching.